Hello everyone, welcome back to another Guild Wars 2 video. This time you won't see my face, but that's probably for the better. Anyway, this week I was planning to release yet another video of the assumed content patch that would be released this Tuesday, but sadly this week we didn't actually get a patch at all. No more juicy lore or fancy boss encounters out in the wild. But we are not without news, everyone. As most of you probably know, they announced Living World Season 3 and its release date, which will be the 26th of July, so in less than 2 weeks from now. We also know the name of the first chapter. It is Out of the Shadows. Very cool. Many people have already made videos about this, what the Living World Season 3 update will include, so I won't go into detail about that, but very quickly, yes, as I said, the update will be called Out of the Shadows. They talked about how they are moving away from this quarterly updates, as in 4 updates every year, and pushing against perhaps even 6 updates every year. They are talking about sustainability, not just Living World, but also additional content for other areas of the game, such as fractals and PvP. They also talked about a new fractal, about a mystery Asura, I believe it called the Chaos Island. They also talked about how to unlock these episodes of Living World Season 3. It is basically the same as Living World Season 2, as in if you log in while the content is fresh, then that will be unlocked for your account forever, regardless of whether or not you own Heart of Thorns. This episode is all for free and ready to play for everyone who owns a level 80 character and Heart of Thorns. Right, so those are the sort of mechanical updates that are going to be released within this patch. But what we're really interested in this channel is the lore and the story, isn't it? So we have had so many hints as to what this new update might include. Some hints here and there of the White Mantle being involved somehow, which would definitely make sense if you consider these current events updates that we have discussed in the previous videos. They also did the trailer for Living World Season 3 was sort of a wrap up of the story, and the 2 articles released alongside it also talked about how this first chapter of the Living World Season 3 will wrap up and tie together knots that were left open from the end of Heart of Thorns. So it is not supposedly going to jump like a year ahead in time, which is basically what we have done in real life, right? We are going to pick up, it seems at least, straight away after the death of Morgemoth, which I think is a very good decision if they opt on doing that, because the end of Heart of Thorns was very lackluster. Anyway, strong hints to Glint's egg and certain lost heroes may pop up again, says one of the articles. That can be interpreted in many ways. It has been interpreted as Traherne will actually come back to life somehow. I highly doubt that, because I think it was a great move by Arenanet to actually kill off one of their most hated but also important characters. Maybe Air is coming back? I don't think so though, because there's also strong hints to the egg, Glint's egg, being held in Tarir. So one theory is that if Glint is coming back to us, perhaps having birthed herself from herself, sort of, has she gone full squid mode and impregnated herself? Who knows? Specifically, one of the articles also said, while Arenanet is teasing that the child, speaking about Glint's egg here, may or may not side with the Tyrian mortals, I'm wondering how Taimi is going to react to the whelp. Hinting about Taimi having something to do with this whelp? Anyway, speaking of that, what I really wanted to talk about with you guys in this video is, very recently, earlier today in fact, Arenanet released a blog post, or should I say, Taimi released a blog post. So if we check this out on the main website, so these are supposedly notes written by Taimi during her time alone in the ruins of Rata Novus, right? Because if you recall, in the story of Heart of Thorns, we left her there after her golem Sparkles was destroyed, right? So I thought I'd read you this just to get the juices flowing a bit, and maybe we can have some interesting discussion in the comments or something. Let's see, here we go. Rata Novus log entry number 8. This is bliss, I have to admit. When the commander left with the others, I was a tiny bit nervous about staying here by myself, but what a dream this turned out to be. I haven't slept in a week, and I don't want to sleep for at least another 2 or 3, maybe 4. Note, look into alternative to sleep. There's so much data here, this place should have been called Data Novus. Note, does lack of sleep make you smart and hilarious? I think so. It feels like it's almost impossible to go through it all by myself, but the last thing I want is some other nosy researcher horning in on my work. So many theories are swirling around in my brain, I know I'm on the verge of something big. I just need time to draw some solid conclusions. That, by the way, feels just like me right now. One of the more remarkable things I discovered here is a replication, or maybe the original prototype, of the ley line map we found just outside of Tarir. The magical network of ley energy is alive. It goes this way and then that way. 1 minute it's here and then the next is over there. I had no idea it was in constant flux. Although I've had a little contact with the friends on the outside, I wouldn't need their input to tell you indefinitely that the commander's mission was successful. Mordemoth is no more. There was an intense light coming from that part of the jungle, and then one morning I woke up and it had dimmed, and the rest of the map was lit up like a Lunar New Year's fireworks show. I'm developing a system to track and log the flow of magic. I hope to find some sort of pattern. I mean, it can't just be completely chaotic, can it? Or maybe it can. Maybe it has to be. But at the same time, maybe it can't be. Both arguments make an equal amount of sense to me right now. Note, investigate impact of sleep deprivation on rational thought. I've observed that the egg chamber is definitely brighter than it was. Keith told me that she was going to check on the egg and make sure it was okay. Note, of course she is. I have a hypothesis about her wild hunt, but I'll keep that to myself in case this journal gets away from me. If it does and you're reading it, Keith, hi friend, you're the greatest and you always make the best decisions. Commander, if you're reading this, wink wink. Okay, I just reread those last sentences and it's possible, though not very plausible, I'm cracking up. Maybe I could use someone to talk to, but not a real someone. They'd just slow me down or worse. Oh, I almost forgot about Scruffy. He's not a real someone. I missed the big guy. I'll have to formulate a new design for him. But do I have time to get sidetracked? No, I can't. Not now at least. Anyway, I'm getting along just fine. Besides, I can always talk to my new friend, Plant. She's a beautiful little fern who sprouted from one of the cracks in the floor of the Dragon Lab. She's pretty cool, but quiet and green. Kinda like a shy Sylvari. Note, does the number of sleepless nights correlate to the amount of new flora friendships? Conclusion, highly probable, but who cares? New friends! Wait, what was that? If I didn't know better, I'd say it sounded like the gate powering up. Curious. Plant, keep an eye on my journal, I'll be right back. Right. Holy shit, people, right. Stuff's happening with Taimi, isn't it? Okay, so for one thing, these ley line maps that people have been drawing and posting on Reddit are all wrong. The whole thing, apparently, Taimi has realized that the ley line map is in constant flux. Holy shit, right, so maybe ley line hubs are not persistent things. They can be moved, they can change, they can disappear, probably. Ah, that's interesting. As well, this story about Keith and her wild hunt. She's found out something about that. That's pretty cool as well. I suppose that then really hints at the story of Keith and Taimi being more intertwined in the future as well. Because, especially if you consider one of the articles where it said, yes, I'm wondering how Taimi is going to react to the whelp. It really does sound like Taimi is going to travel back to Tarir, or that Keith is going to bring the egg or something like that. But this very last line is what got me really going about this blog post. I'd say it sounded like the gate powering up. Do you guys remember, or have you seen the video by Wooden Potatoes where he explained how there was a hidden gate supposedly leading further into Rata Novus, and he alluded to that maybe that was where the new entrance to a new huge map would be, and that the Rata Novans weren't actually dead and gone at all, that they were just hiding inside a sort of more central part of Rata Novus, and we've only just scratched the surface. I'd say that that's a very interesting and plausible suggestion right now, because if you look at the world map as well, not only do we have this huge Rata Sum looking structure at the edge of Tangled Depths here, but to the east of Tangled Depths there's nothing. So it's really likely, I'd say, and it's very possible and highly likely, I'd say, that this blog post just revealed to us the next location for the next map. But I might be completely wrong. Obviously, I just had this information the last hour or something. But I would love to hear your comments about this as well. What do you think this means? Will we go east of the Tangled Depths in the next story update? Who knows? Right, yes, but that's it for me this time around. I'm terribly sorry for the long wait for the lore tour of Rata Sum. It is coming, people. But I would also love to hear some suggestions as to what you would like me to do with this Living World Season 3 when it hits in 2 weeks. Should I make a Let's Play of it in a similar vein as the one I'm doing on Subtle Nose? Or should I wait for Subtle Nose to be level 80 and having played through the personal story, Living World Season 2 and the Heart of Thorn story before jumping into Living World Season 3? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely time. I hope you're frolicking in this lovely wave of new information we've just gotten. This is so exciting. Alright, I'll talk to you next time, guys, and until then, have a beautiful time. And yeah, me and no one else says goodbye. Toodaloo, everyone. Bye bye.